The following sestina, Rinds, is an exploration of disgust theory through that boundary violation, and also through Sigmund Freud's notion of enjoying our daydreams and indulging in what would in reality be quite repulsive. Rinds imagines the violation of the self-ego individual boundary over associations made between the disgusting debris of the body and mundane domestic imagery. Okay, I'll read that now. Rinds. Consider your taut skin, and the ways in which it flows, the way fingerprints spiral, and the capture of print against oil, unique bodies, each their circle through which we swim, pools we share in which we swim. Like a dog, you lap water with skin, and you run circles with your hand under tap flow, washing skillet for cooking oil, coils of stove spirals. Minds wander and spiral through associations, swimming like salivary fish in hot oil. When you're hungry, pops pain skin accidental, throbbing flows as hamster turns its wheel in circles. Rats turn in their ghastly circles, sewer gray water sink spirals, hamster ball through kitchen flows. You watch as pink tails swim from eye to cooking skin, popping skillet fry oil. Loss of tissue oils, porous eye, concentric circles of stove, of finger, of skin. Pain ruins your skin's spiral, seeping water, salting swim from which leakage flows. Cannot stop the flowing fits, and pustule plus oil equals public pool, and you swim anyway, in ghastly circles as skin cells spiral out and down, like rat skin. Ringworm comes in cootie circles, cooties tweak the face to spirals, soil eye to cooking skin. And this is about the poem itself. Freud writes of an aesthetic experience in which disgust is suspended such that the taboo may be indulged in. That's Winfried Menninghaus. The sestina is a traditional form of poetry written following a repeating end of line scheme. Each ending word becomes the ending word for another line in a subsequent stanza. Repetitious forms seem like a good mechanism for creating the illusion of neuroticism, particularly fixation and obsession. By creating a fixation within the sestina on skin-derivative objects and activities, such as fingerprints, hands, and popping oil, the skin becomes associated with other observed phenomena in the poem. These juxtapositions are meant to create a disgust factor. The oil of bodies and sloughing of skin represent boundary breakage, and spinning rats and hamsters, while the subject you is cooking, creates an association between food and rodent. These juxtapositions largely center on food disgust and the combination of clean with unclean. However, the reader of a poem centered on food disgust that is associative, but not intentionally overwhelming, may observe pleasing qualities in the obsessive patterns of the sestina or in melodic word choices such as the alliteration in coils of stove spirals. In this case, the intent to create disgusting juxtapositions abuts with the pleasant rhythmic qualities of traditional verse, which may allow the disgusting to be indulgent in Freud's sense. In this way, the poem either enables us to enjoy our own daydreams without self-reproach or shame, and suspends disgust, or displays a repulsive fixation on the disgusting and the skin boundary. By blurring the acceptable boundaries of the disgusting and the indulgent, poems and other forms of art make possible Freud's playful intercourse with the dark continent of the abandoned and repressed. The repressed in this poem possibly relating to the libidinous qualities of the skin and of tactile sensation. One may go so far as to associate obsession with the skin boundary with fixation on the liminal spaces of the self boundary, which is frequently linked to the disgusting. The poem's success hinges on the extent to which the individual reader experiences a mix of disgust and pleasure at reading of the skin boundary, and the extent to which the repetitious fixation on this boundary is pleasant or unpleasant, as well as associative. The skin boundary and the sloughing of this boundary daily represents Freud's associative reminder, the memory bridge between data relating to traumata of the mortality of the body. In the poem, as a work of abstraction from naturalistic prose, the body and the skin become associative, virtual and not actual, aligning with Freud's aesthetic use of disgust.